folks. It's Ian from Ferrum, and I'm really happy to be here with Marc, an incredible NFT artist, for the second edition of the Ferrum interview series, where we bring key opinion leaders in the crypto space, influencers, project founders, and now, of course, esteemed NFT artists onto the channel. So, I guess one question the viewer may immediately have is, why are you here with an NFT artist? Well, folks, I'm really excited to announce that for the past about a month, Ferrum has been working around the clock behind the scenes to introduce an NFT strategy to you. It's going to have many, many elements. We've been working on a really cool concept that combines aspects of the Chinese New Year, aspects of sort of crypto psychology, aspects of Ferrum. There's sort of iron elements to it that we'll be revealing really soon. And Marc was the artist behind it. So really excited to have him on board. And I guess we'll get things started here. Marc, so just tell us a little bit about yourself, your history in crypto, your NFT art style, anything you want to tell us about yourself.
I'm Marc-O-Matic, guys. I guess I'm an AR, VR artist, animator, and storyteller working in the crypto art space. So I guess my work combines, traditional illustrative art with, 3D animation, augmented reality, and virtual reality. So essentially, I guess it's a fusion between traditional and digital, where I bring, static art and illustrations to life through augmented reality or work that can be explored in virtual reality space. So
I love it. And I think anyone who's actually watching this interview can see exactly what Marc is talking about. Because look at his face, people. Look at his face. It's pretty awesome. So bravo.
Pretty much, I want the work to speak for itself. So essentially, everything I do is augmented, including, I guess, my own presence online. So this is really a combination of illustration with 3D. Everything's actually illustrated on paper first, scanned, spliced, and then transformed into a 3D augmented version of the original work. So really trying to bring that forward in the the digital space. So
it's fantastic. It's unbelievable quality, and I can't think of anyone who's doing something quite like it. So incredibly unique, and again, just tremendous work. So we're really happy working with you. The next question I have is, I think it's probably safe to assume that you were an artist before NFTs became a thing. So how did you sort of make that transition? How did you discover NFTs and decide that was an area you wanted to, go in?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm relatively new to the crypto art community. I discovered NFTs about a year ago when the global pandemic kind of shook the world. So I'd been due to showcase around the United States my augmented reality art collection in places like Austin, Texas, New York, San Francisco. So I had had all these plans and projects lined up internationally, and things fell through. A lot of things went to shit, and it meant a lot of the projects that I had been rostered on to work on, all that fell to pieces. And it wasn't until I discovered, NFTs and crypto art where I saw the potential to, I guess, place value in digital creations without having the need to physically showcase art in galleries and various venues. So, I started seeing various artists jump onto the crypto art market around last year, and these guys were making tens of thousands of dollars on digital art, digital gifts, digital artworks. Just about anything digital could be valued through blockchain. So I guess that's when I took a stab at it, and I was overwhelmed with the response. I think I made around 50,000 in the first 6 months selling NFT crypto artworks alone. So I think since then I just gone all in 100%, trying to really dive into the space and really push the boundaries on what does an NFT mean? Does it just mean a digital artwork, or can it be an augmented reality creation, or can it be a virtual world? So anything from virtual spaces to wearable assets to even physical digital prints can be sold as NFTs. So I guess since the success of last year, I've really just been doubling down on this year to see, see how much better I go at selling and showcasing work.
Well, obviously your work speaks for itself. It's absolutely fantastic, completely unique, and Ferrum is just proud to be partnered with you and help you showcase more of your products. I think they deserve to be out there in the market. So yeah, keep going, keep pushing. Yeah, I think you're gonna be a lot in a lot even bigger place than you are now in the next, say, 6 months. So it's just great.
Cheers, thanks.
So sort of on the topic of crypto art, you're obviously not the only guy who's an artist who's jumped into this scene. Who are some other artists that you're inspired by, that you're close with? What's exciting right now about the people in the crypto art scene?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think artists are starting to realize that, crypto art isn't just flat 2D digital art. It can be much more than that. It can be experiential. So, artists are tapping into experiential audio experiences, and as NFTs. You've got virtual reality artists, augmented reality artists who are, creating virtual sculptural, models that can be sold as NFTs, and even building virtual worlds that can be bought and sold on spaces like Somnium, where owners own that virtual land and can experience it at the same time. So there's quite a few artists that are really making leaps and bounds in the NFT and crypto art space. I mean, to name a few, we've got Twisted Vacancy creates some beautiful, really intricate illustrations, as well as Javier Ares. Exulo is another artist I follow on Super Rare. And Glass Crane, Giant Swamp, they're making some amazing 3D works that, can be experienced in virtual reality. So, really, I'm really inspired by artists that, push the boundaries from flat digital work. It's not just for flat pieces. It's NFTs can be applied to the next generation of media. So, really inspired by artists in delving into the AR and VR spaces and merging that with minting them as NFT works. So
it's amazing. Yeah, I think you guys are really pushing the envelope of what an NFT can be. We're so far beyond that sort of 2D, like just almost Pokemon card style to now we're seeing virtual worlds, AR, VR. The possibilities feel endless, and it's just an honor to be talking to someone who's at the forefront of that. So
absolutely. I think it just makes sense. I mean, look, within the next 5 to 10 years or so, when VR and AR just become that much more ubiquitous and democratized, you're going to need to add value on those digital assets and worlds that are being built by the community. So I think just being able to tokenize digital content as NFTs just makes sense in the long term. So I think VR and AR, the industries themselves are really going to benefit this space. So I think crypto art, NFTs, they're here to stay. I think they just sit side by side with digital content. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think we're definitely early days on where we're going to see NFTs ultimately go, and which industries they can add value to. This is a good opportunity for me to plug one of our upcoming Ferrum Advisory Services projects that's coming out into VR play. I think, Mark, you would be really interested in it. You could import your NFTs into these virtual worlds, interact with them. You can battle with them. You can use them to buy and sell things on their marketplace. It's gonna be a really, really cool project, and hopefully I can get you involved with that one too. Before we sign off, I just want to ask, where do you see crypto art, NFTs? Where do you see it going in the next 2 to 5 years, say? Right? What's the future of this?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think we're starting to see it now, but you're already starting to see artists start getting interest and joining the crypto art space. I think that's only going to get bigger and bigger. And with that said, as a platform or a space grows, that it becomes saturated, and that's where problems can potentially arise. But I think it's definitely an interesting space to be in, because it's a way to break away from those traditional confines of the traditional gallery space. So artists can break away from having that middleman or middle management handling, the space, handling the the sales of your works. It gives more control to the artist.
No, it was a good answer. That's actually a great answer, because it's sort of the crypto ethos, right? Is like giving the power to the individual. No, really, I mean, that's perfect. That was a good answer.
I suppose, but I guess there are concerns. I guess it depends on who is part of the community, and I guess who. It depends on the kinds of bodies and entities that will start to be part of the community. I mean, for example, you've got crypto art dealers, I guess, which are sort of emerging, which again, it becomes that essence of the middleman in the crypto art space. And I've asked artists this, like, is that even necessary to have these representatives for crypto artists when artists themselves can represent themselves? I can see a benefit to it for giving recognition and exposure to these artists, but at the same time, it depends on how that content is managed. So there'll be a lot of questions and I guess discussions about how crypto art is managed in future, and who really controls the space. What I'm concerned about is, are we going to go back to the traditional mindset where we need curators and middle management to, I guess, manage the artists in the space? These are just topics that sort of come to mind for the future of crypto art, because that's already starting to happen. I think the future of crypto art, obviously, again, it's not going to be confined to 2D GIFs and 2D content. We're already starting to see crypto art galleries appear in virtual reality spaces. So again, as we start to consume more immersive AR, VR content, I don't think it will be confined to this screen anymore. I can already see crypto art NFTs being displayed in our own world as augmented reality sculptures that are placed through geolocation. So yeah, I think it's really exciting to see where this space will go. So,
well, I'm just as excited about it as you are. I think in general, sort of history bends towards more decentralization as opposed to less. So I think, yes, there's always that risk of falling back to our old habits of having, curators or middlemen essentially. And that applies to all areas of crypto, not just the crypto art space. But I think in general, if you empower people to showcase themselves and sell directly to their to their community, to their supporters, to the people who want to interact with their art, that's what's going to become more prevalent, right? I mean, it just almost feels inevitable, even though I know there's always risk of a backslide at some point. But I'm happy to be now part, or sort of a newbie in the crypto NFT art space, and really thankful that you're sort of becoming our early guide. Before we go, one of the reasons we brought Marc on is because he actually helped create, or did in fact create, the first Ferrum NFT. So, Marc, I guess if you could describe it from your standpoint as the creator, and then I can maybe explain some of the utilities that we added to it. I think that'd be a good way to end this one.
Sure. Yeah, no, really excited to be creating this for the Ferrum Network. So for a lead up to Chinese New Year, this year it's Year of the Ox, or Year of the Metal Ox, if you want to be more specific. So I've created this really cool I guess, crypto artwork, illustrated and then 3D animated in lead up to that. So I'm really excited to show you what I've come up with in partnership with Ferrum Network.
I've seen it, folks. It's unbelievable. It's one of the coolest NFTs I think you'll ever see. It really captures the Ferrum essence too. It's got Ferrum logos. I mean, the ox is like a bull. We're in a bull market. Chinese New Year, Year of the Ox, it all sort of worked together. So really excited to roll that out. And of course, there's going to be actual utilities built into it. So having to do with staking, governance, the pre-sale, the private sale projects that we help incubate, it's going to be some of the core utilities behind this NFT. So the owner will actually have sort of tangible benefits aside from it just looking this incredible, really cool piece of art. So we'll be rolling those out and announcing those in the coming days. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Marc, for coming on. Hope we get to continue to work together in the future, and happy to have you on anytime.
No, my pleasure. Anytime. Thanks for having me.